This is going to be a quick little video on how to set your display settings in Max so that you can see what you need to see. What I've got here is called a skybox. We learned how to make these and how to use them later on. But notice how this is crawling around. Those textures are kind of flipping and flopping. This is a great big box that we're actually looking into. Again, we'll cover how to do this later on. You can I'll turn on the edged faces here. You can see the edges of the box there, but see how that texture is crawling around? We don't want that. Now when you install Max at home, Max is going to, as it installs, try and figure out what the best display settings for your own computer are. And it may get it right and it may not. Max is pretty good about guessing right on most of this. So if you want to go ahead and load this file, I've included it in our week 1 folder just so you can see if you have the right display settings. It's called 1003_display settings Max. Load that, and when you rotate around, there's a camera in the scene. You'll need to use the Orbit camera button down here. Again, we cover cameras later on. As you rotate around, if the textures are crawling around in there and you're getting these zigzaggy lines, then you need to reset your display settings, or it may be the best you're going to get, depending on your computer. To do that, you go to Customize, Preferences, and then Viewports. At the bottom of Viewports is the Choose Driver button. It's under Display Drivers. You hit that. And you can see I'm running in software. Now I've set mine up to run in software for this video. I usually run drivers off my graphic card to run Max. So for the whole rest of the class you'll see a display that's running off of my own graphics card. You get 3 choices besides software. You have OpenGL, which is the best bet if you don't know what you have on your computer that will help you display your scenes better. Direct 3D, which is an option that I like to use because it comes with some little extra plugins for Max that do some fancy things we cover in the next class. Or Custom. Now I use the custom drivers. I'm running a ATI card that can talk to Max in a way that Max can access the power of my video card in my computer. You may or may not have that. Again, it's going to be different for everybody. So if you're not sure, try OpenGL, and you would just click on this and then hit OK. I'm going to put mine back to custom. So you might choose OpenGL, then hit OK. Max has to be restarted for this to take effect because it needs to reload the drivers. So you say OK, you can close this down. And then I'm going to close Max. You don't need to save the scene. This information is not saved with the scene. It's only saved with the Max start file, the Max_ini file. Okay, I'm going to restart Max here. Excuse the messy desktop. And when Max reloads, we're going to load that scene back in. And if we now have a straight horizon and everything looks good, then we're okay. You may not need to change anything. So if this scene looks good when you load it the first time, you probably really don't need to change anything. Max just determined what you needed to use, and you're okay. I'm going to go to File, Open Recent. It's at the very top here. These are all the Max scenes that we've been opening. And here's my scene. And you'll notice now that those textures aren't crawling around. I have a nice flat horizon with some little mountains, and I have the correct display settings for my computer. So use this file just as a test. I use it as a test on new computers when I start up Max, when I do lectures and so forth, just to make sure I have the right display settings. Okay?